All right, high levelers, welcome back to another episode on the HighLevel Experience Podcast. My guest today is a friend of mine, a fellow high leveler and someone who genuinely cares about the high level community. He's a former head chef who has swapped the heat of the kitchen for the fast-paced world of SaaS and automation. He's also co-founder of HighLevel Freaks and the mastermind behind Local Ranker AI, LeadCon AI, Find My Leads AI, and Loyalty Up. As you can probably tell, he's a system builder and entrepreneur who's helping many GHL agencies and local businesses scale through smart AI-powered automations. From Google Maps domination to reputation automation, he's built not just one, but multiple tools and frameworks designed to simplify the chaos of marketing and sales into plug-and-play systems that anyone can use. He's all about helping business owners scale without burning out, and he's got some incredible insights to share with you today. So please welcome to the show, Alok Gandhi.
Thanks, man. That's a great intro, to be honest. Yeah, you've done your research. I'm impressed.
Good to have you here, mate.
Yeah.
You've gone through that breakdown for us. You've gone from running kitchens to now running SaaS. When did that moment hit you? What's the segue? I'm trying to piece it
It's
together.
quite a journey, right? I don't know. I mean, should I go back into the days and tell you the whole story?
Let's
okay.
rewind to hospitality days.
Let's go back before hospitality, I think. I used to live in India, right? So I'm from India. I live in Australia now, so immigrant to Australia. But back in the days when internet was new in India, so I think internet came in 1992 or something, or 94, one of those. I forgot when.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out about, and I was old enough in 6th grade, right? When I found out, there's something called internet back in the days of dial-up, right? Where choo, all those connections and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, this is something interesting. I was fond of computers anyways, not in the techie, like a codey or geeky way. It's just, wow, that's something new to play with, right? That's what interested me. So that was computers. And I found out about internet in 96. And since then I started using internet. I'm talking about the days when ICQ and AOL chats and all that stuff. So I don't know who's the audience
Mate,
here,
I heard that ICQ sound playing on the internet the other day. It's like, it was
Yeah, exactly that. So
brings memories.
I joined that time, and internet was something which I was really excited by, right? So the thing which excited me was how I can just sitting somewhere in India and I can connect and chat with someone in US or UK or wherever, right? That was, those days, the only way you could have communicated was either by sending letters, right, to each other, and emails, emails, right? But here I was able to chat with someone, literally typing, and someone gets a message right away and they can reply right away. That was instant communication. The only instant communication which was available was phone, other than that. So this was like a revolution. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. So I was hooked with internet since then. Again, cutting the story short, I moved to Australia as a chef. So I did hospitality back in India, worked on cruise ships and all that stuff. But always the thing which I was excited by is, like, if I had to spend some time back in the college and all that stuff as well, if I'm not in the college, I was maybe in a cyber cafe on internet, trying to learn something, do something, right? So that's what was my hobby, I would call it, to geek out and understand what's happening in the internet. And I've seen the whole thing from then. Then I came to Australia, obviously, as an immigrant. So life is different if you're an immigrant in a country, first person in the country as well from the family. So it was a struggle phase for a few years and all that stuff. So I used to work as a chef here. Started as a kitchen hand here because that's first.
This is interesting. I can totally relate, because my journey has been very similar. I landed to Sydney 2010 on a student visa.
I came in 2009, so similar times. Yeah.
Just like you, I started working in the kitchen. But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
So
I was a kitchen hand. That was the first job which I got. I used to be a chef before, worked on a cruise ships and all that stuff. But when I came here, I had no reference. So there was nothing called mobile phones. Smartphones were just coming up in 2008. iPhone was out. So smartphone was not a thing everywhere, right? So those apps where you can literally do 3 clicks and apply for jobs was not a thing. So we had to go and physically, I remember printing out my resumes and walking into the restaurants and places and handing out resumes, right, to get a job.
Yeah.
So I found a job where it was like, dude, I don't have a requirement for chef, but if you have someone I want to replace for 2 weeks, so I became a kitchen hand. Then the founder, the restaurant owner understood like I used to be a chef and all that stuff. I showed my skills. Other than being a kitchen hand, I started working as a chef as well, right? So I was helping the chef. So they knew that I have all the skills. 2 weeks later, I'm the chef in the cafe, right? So I became the
Really?
chef in the same place, right? But I came with my now wife. Back in the days, she was my girlfriend. We both did hospitality. So she came here, she was studying and all that stuff. So she had her own journey, but yeah, we both were together since then. So she was like my rock and stone who was always, when I'm struggling, she used to support me and all that stuff. So that was good to have her next to me. But
Definitely.
yeah, that's my journey. So how the transition came to becoming an online business owner is just being a chef was the life of a chef is tough. Like it's an antisocial life. There's literally no life if you're a chef. Like when
And there's a lot of
everyone's
pressure. There's a lot of
huge.
pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. So when everyone's partying on the weekends or on the public holidays and long weekends and all that stuff, that's when I used to be the most busiest. Right. So I never had a life, right? Social life was almost non-existent. Like I had all my chef friends and restaurant friends and all that stuff, but talk about other friends who are around, there was literally no one. So we did not have time. Same for my wife. Like she used to be in retail. So we both had very limited time for each other and we hardly used to meet. I was like, this sucks, man. I need to do something extra than this. So I always was looking for something more, right? So yeah, did everything from, network marketing companies, like started prospected by an Amway guy. So I'm pretty sure everyone's got a story about Amway.
Oh, this
So
is
I, I
unreal.
joined
Yeah.
I joined Amway and
What year did you join Amway? Because I got approached by a guy as
I
well. I was
think it was 2011 or 12, something
mate.
around that.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
the same as me.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, they wanted me to, so the old way of networking in Amway, like in the network marketing companies, they wanted me to walk into Woolworths, which is a supermarket here, right? I walk into the store and just start a conversation with someone and see if they're interested to join and all that stuff. I'm like, that sucks. I hate to do that.
Oh,
First of all, I'm an introvert. I would like, you're telling me an introvert who to walk into a supermarket and just talk to a stranger. I'm like, this is a no-no. But if you go back to my story, I used to be very good online on internet. I can connect with people and all that. So I used to geek out that way. I was like, so I used to tell my, leaders, I don't even remember the terms now, but those leaders who were Amway leaders now, like, hey, why don't we do this online? Like there's something on LinkedIn, there's something on Facebook. Why don't we leverage those tools? We can find people there. They never understood the power of the internet. So yeah, I started doing that online and all that stuff. So I had ranked up to, I think, 18% or something. I can't remember to be honest. But yeah, I was up to 15 or 18% commissions, whatever is the structure.
oh yeah.
I did really good. Quickly started growing, but then they still did not believe in the process, which I was telling them, hey, let's do it this way. Never understood me. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. I'm out. So I left Amway, right? But coming back to the story, like I always was hungry for more. So I was looking for some or the other way of using internet and make money, right? That was always on the back of my mind. So yeah, slowly and gradually went deep. I was a very huge podcast geek and all that stuff as well. So Smart Passive Income, Pat Flynn, that used to be my go-to podcast back in the days. Then started John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneur Fire. So that's the journey. Like those guys created an entrepreneur in me, like that bug of, hey, you need to have something of your own, which generates a passive income. That was always stuck in my head. And again, cutting the story short, that's where it led me to trying all the tools and jumping into digital marketing, and then tried any digital marketing tool we can think of, from ClickFunnels, Infusionsoft to ManyChat, and now HighLevel. That's how we connected. So yeah, very long background story, but yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's some correlations as well to
Yeah.
entrepreneurship and being in the kitchen, right? How did
Oh,
working as a
huge.
chef prepare you for, those pressures?
I mean, I've worked more than a decade to be a chef, right, in the kitchen. So pressure is like something which we get used to in the kitchen. You always are stressed. You always have pressure. You always
And we
have
should
to be
probably
quick.
unpack that for the guys, because I mean, you and I, we know what we're talking
Yeah.
about here, but a lot of
Yeah.
people have no clue what is
Yeah.
happening behind the scenes, behind that wall.
Yeah. Well,
It's like, you get dockets printing, orders printing.
yeah.
There's always something to do. You never, it's like, I spoke to somebody the other day on an episode. I was referring to this is like, like I'm massive workaholic, right? So I
Mhm.
always do something, right? And I was like, why is it?
Yes.
And I'm thinking maybe it's like ingrained from the days when I was working in the kitchen, because
Yeah.
you never stop. Like if there's nothing to cook, then you
True.
gotta like tidy up, or you do
You're
prep, or
you're
you,
prepping or you're
right?
cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're ordering. I mean, it depends on your role, but there's something to do every time. There's never a minute where you don't have anything to do. So
Yeah.
that's what being a chef is like. Being a chef has been glorified, to be honest, with all the TV shows and all that stuff. It's not as romantic or glorified as they show on the TV. Like when I was working in Shangri-La here in Sydney, and MasterChef Australia had one of the episodes in Shangri-La, which was a 24-hour challenge. Again, I'm not saying they're not awesome people. They're really good cooks who comes in MasterChef, but they do get help. Like I was one of the person who was helping those people and all that stuff. So what you see on the TV is totally different to what the reality of being a chef is. And I don't know if people, I can talk about being a chef and all that. So there are
Oh, I was just
people,
looking for a correlation, I guess. Yeah, from like
yeah.
where
So
we all are
the
high
relation
levelers, we're
is,
all.
yeah, the relation is there's always something to do in the kitchen. And that's what I think business is. When you are an entrepreneur, you are like a head chef of the kitchen. Like that's the relation. When you're a head chef, you either are taking care of your team, you're roastering, you're either taking care of the pass when the food is prepared, you're checking the food and then serving, make sure it's the good quality or not. You're either helping the team get all the things prepped so that we are ready for the next service. You're either ordering, like there's so many things you have to do. And there's never a time where you're not doing anything. So, and if we compare that with entrepreneurship, like being a business owner, it's exactly the same. You're either doing accounts, you're doing lead gen, you're doing marketing, you're figuring out a strategy to do this, you're either interviewing like this, like doing some or the other thing, which is an activity you have to take care of. So being a chef is really, it gives you good skills and it pushes you, to be honest. Like there's so much happening in the kitchen. And when I say you're either doing some or the other things, sometimes you're doing all the things at once. It's not just one thing after the other. It's all the things together. Yeah,
You got steak
that's
on one pan, you got lobster
exactly.
on another, you're
Yeah,
frying
and
chips in
that
the
there's
back.
four new orders which are printed, and then there's an employee who cuts their hand and all that stuff, and you have to take care of it and all that. Like there's everything stressful in there. And on top of it, it's kitchen, heat, hot environment, right? It's maybe wet as well. Like it depends. So you have to take care of all that, and that is exactly what is being an entrepreneur. Like that's all that thing which I described is all in your head. That all happens in your head when you're a business owner. It's not happening in the physical world, but as a business owner, everything revolves in your head. That is the
Yep.
relation. So yeah, it's not easy. Like people glorify this, but it's a tough one. Some people are really good at it, but some people have struggled with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can do well with like multitasking, but then it catches up with me. That's
yeah,
what I find.
yeah.
Alok, what's happening these days in your kitchen of high level?
Oh mate, a lot of things we're cooking, to be honest, and that's also a big challenge. Like I'm pretty sure everyone has ADD here, whoever is listening, I'm guessing, because we all want to do so many things, right? Because there are so many things we can do, and there are so many opportunities, and especially with the new AI and all that stuff, like there's so many new opportunities which have popped up. Just having high level was good enough with hundreds of opportunities, like in 4 or 5 years ago. But since last 2 years, since AI has taken off, like there's more than 100 opportunities every month in front of
It's
you.
nuts. You can feel it too, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been, it's been,
it's a
I mean,
nightmare.
this year in particular, I found really overwhelming. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm not catching up. I feel like I'm
yes,
behind, or I don't know like where to go first. Like I've got a strategy now, but like, yeah, definitely this year has been different. Like,
yeah,
yeah, different for some reason.
yeah. So what we're cooking is, again, we realized that as well. When I say we, it's me and Pat. We both run High Level Freaks together. So we realized that, hey, this is what not only us, like everyone in the community, when I say community, high level or online digital marketing community, they all are going through this challenge. So we need to maybe come out with something in some way, some or the other ways we need to help people because we are figuring it out. Maybe someone's not figured it out, right? So that's what we do now. We do we have systems and processes that we build and which are proven systems for every businesses. Again, we build systems or processes or something for our end clients, but the way we build it is like simplified version of, hey, this is the bare bones of what you need to implement for your business or for your client's business. And then those are the things which we bring it to the table to other agencies. We have a group and all that stuff as well. So we're training other marketing agencies on, hey, this is what you start with. You can take and do 100 other things afterwards, but hey, start with this basics, because this is what the real businesses need. And at least they all need this, right? So again, we can dive deeper into that if you need to, but yeah, this
Definitely,
is what.
yeah. And what Galox is talking about, you guys, if you're listening, is a terminology we like to use, a foot in the door offer.
Correct.
Like your introductory offer, the low hanging fruit. What's easy? The
Yeah.
chat widget, those type of things that are out of the box. You don't have to do much. You just configure it, and they bring tremendous value to the clients that you're serving. But there's definitely a lot more to it. So feel free to elaborate.
You may not realize this, but for the last 2 years, I've had a secret weapon that has made running my business inside of HighLevel so much easier. You see, there is so much that HighLevel can do, which is amazing, but it's a lot of work to stay up to date with it. And even more so if my customers are asking me questions about it. And this is why I'm excited to announce that our show is officially part of the HLPT Creator Network. This is HighLevel Pro Tools, an organization that I've been using to run support for my customers, as well as give me a ton of awesome epic add-ons that make running, launching, and differentiating my SaaS inside of HighLevel so much easier. And now that they're an official sponsor of the show, they've done something pretty bloody awesome. If you go to hlpt.com/experience, you can get one of their incredible tools absolutely for free. No purchase necessary, just for being a listener on the show. So head over to hlpt.com/experience, grab that free tool, and I promise you this is going to improve the conversion rates on your page. Check out all the other stuff that they offer and tell them that Pete sent you.
You know what's wild? There's a smarter way to grow your agency and help more local businesses without adding more stress. That's what HighLevel does. It's your all-in-one sales, marketing, automation, and AI system. No more duct taping tools together or paying for 20 different subscriptions that barely talk to each other. I've been using it for 5 years with my own white-level version, Stand Out From The Pack, helping Aussie businesses like Dimitri, a Canberra electrician, who now runs his jobs, quotes, calls, and follow-ups with our built-in AI employee. If you're an agency, HighLevel lets you do exactly that. Support your clients in new ways while building stable, recurring revenue every month. And if you're a local business, partner up with somebody who knows your market and your industry. If you're in Tasmania, my mate Jared from Boulder Digital, for example, has you covered. If you're in Canberra, that's my turf. Check out standoutfromthepack.com.au and we'll get you sorted. The point is, there's probably a high-level agency or SaaSpreneur near you. We're seasoned marketers, tech-savvy super nerds who love helping local businesses grow. We're global, we're connected, we're high-levelers. Now, I've got something really special for you guys. I've negotiated an exclusive 30-day HighLevel trial that's double the usual just for you. Sign up your agency through gohighlevel.com/vid or upgrade your existing plan, and I'll hook you up with over $3,200 worth of bonuses, resources, templates, and snapshots I normally give to my private clients only. So whether you're scaling an agency or leveling up your business, start with the right system. gohighlevel.com/vid or team up with your local SaaSpreneur and let's make business simple again. One platform, one login, no duct tape, just results. But there's definitely a lot more to it, so feel free to elaborate.
Yeah. So the thing which we recommend and we've narrowed down into a service, which is a reputation management as a service. HighLevel has all the features which you can use for your clients and deliver a good product. Again, that's a foot in the door offer. Why reputation management? Maybe we should start there. Why we narrowed down into this one service. Everyone's selling lead gen and AI voice and all that stuff. Like the reputation management, in fact, reputation of a business is the base where every business stands upon. And I learned this from Mike Cooch. He's huge in the community as well. So Mike, shout out to Mike Cooch here. He has a system called R4. Now he's changed it to R6. But basically, there are 4 R's, and the first R, which is reputation, that's where everything stands upon. Now, here's a scenario. Let's say you're doing lead gen, you're running Facebook ads and all that stuff for a business, right? As an agency, you may have a promise like, hey, I'll generate 30 leads for you or whatever is your offer, right? That's the most common thing we hear in the market. But the other offer could also be like, hey, the new AI, right? Hey, I'll install an AI receptionist or voice chat and all that stuff into your business, or AI conversational web chat on your website. The problem is we as consumers now make decisions based on either someone recommended us that business or we did our own research, and that research includes the reviews, the reputation of the business. And when I say reputation, it doesn't just mean reviews. It's all everything how your business shows up online. That is part of your reputation. Reviews is a big part of it, but everything else is also included. So yeah, we recommend reviews as a service, which 100% every business needs. Like there's no business on the planet. Like if they have a Google business profile, they need your help, period. Like it's as simple as that. And there are more than 4,000 categories of businesses on Google business profile. 4,000 categories. So
That's
now,
plenty to choose from.
I mean, and all of them need reviews, all of them. So this is such a huge market that I alone cannot handle it. You alone cannot handle it. Together as a whole high-level community right now, as 100,000 agencies in there, even they cannot handle it. It's so many businesses out there. So there was someone who asked me like, hey, your system is awesome. Why do you keep sharing this and this message and all that? I was like, why should I not? Because I genuinely want to just help businesses. If I keep it to myself, I may help for 100 or 1,000 or maybe 10,000 if I scale it, right? 10,000 businesses. How about the other businesses who were not here? So it's better I share so that everyone can benefit, right?
And running business is tough, right? Like we can relate better than anyone to those business owners because we've been there, we've done that as well,
100%,
right? We've been going through the trenches, and there's nothing more heart-aching than seeing somebody pissing money away. Like I had a client I spoke to recently who's just signed up with us, and he's been pissing money away on ads. And not that the ad agency wasn't bad, but he had nothing on the back end to nurture. So that's also important. But really going back to reputation, because
that's a good point. If I can touch on that. So what you mentioned is you have a client who was running ads, but he was not generating enough revenue with those ads. That was not good ROI. Now let's take a simple example. Let's say that client, just for the numbers sake, I'm going to round it off the numbers, but let's say he generated 100 leads, okay, this month for that client. There may be, I would say, let's just be very, I think best case scenario, there may be like 50 or 60 people who opted in as a lead, would not even go and check the reviews. They just wanted to do the business. They did business with the, whoever opted in. They became a client. It's not just a lead anymore. But there are those 40% who would say, okay, well, let me check if this is a real business. Let me check the reviews. Those people, if you don't have good reviews, if you don't even have reviews, there are businesses who don't even have reviews. Like I had a case, I was listening to a video today and I saw there, again, that business was operating for 100 plus years, 5 generations, okay? Same business. They had 60 reviews on Google. 60. And their database of people was 400 people on their database. 100 plus years in operation. Like that doesn't, there's no math
doesn't
here.
compute,
like
what's happening there,
there's something wrong somewhere, right? So I'm not saying they're bad. It's just their reputation doesn't stand up. Like when I see their reviews, it doesn't correlate to 100 plus years of service. They should at least have more than what they have, right? So this is what I mean. So coming back to that example, there may be 40 of those people who opted in with the ad who would not do business because they don't have good reputation. Now, I'm not saying everyone with the ad will do that, but there is a percentage of people who go and check your reputation. And if you don't have that taken care of, they're not doing business. That means there's an opportunity cost to this. They are not doing business with you. There's such a huge opportunity cost here, So that is something that is why, again, I recommend fixing that first, or even that should be the foot in the door offer, or that should be part of your first offer. Doesn't matter what. If you're doing Facebook ads or lead gen, include reputation management as a bonus to them. Hey, if you sign up today, I'll take care of your reviews as well. That should be a very important piece.
I would even take it further and say that, you shouldn't run any ads until you shouldn't
100%.
run any ads until you've successfully generated referrals from clients.
Correct.
Because it's like, it's like a sequence, isn't it? Like it's like a
Yeah.
litmus test. Like you piss on
Yeah.
paper and you see the color. What's your pH of your pee?
Yeah.
So if, in a way, it's a litmus test. Like if you're going to run a campaign to your database to ask them about, hey, how happy are you with our services? And, they say this or that, or let's say scenario that the majority is actually kind of average or not happy,
Yeah.
then asking them for a referral will be a pretty bad thing. The only thing you
Exactly.
got to do there, the next right step, if you have a feedback like that, is just to look at in the mirror and look at your services and products and see how you can improve that experience for them, and then come back around a few months later and ask them again.
Yeah.
Because it's
Exactly.
retention too, right? Like if they're not happy,
Big.
then you've got to churn. And so there's
Yes.
no point trying to generate any new leads at all, actually.
That is so true. It's like, again, like there's a big saying, right? The leaky bucket syndrome, I call it.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to keep pouring new leads into this bucket, which has so many holes. Like, you don't have, your reputation sucks. When someone calls your business, you don't pick up your phone on time and you don't even reach out. If I opt in or contact you or send you an email, you don't even reply for 2 days. And like, there's all this holes which every business, and again, when I say every business, this is majority the small to medium sized businesses, they all have this problem. In fact, even large size companies have these problems now. But this small businesses 100% have those problems. And the problem is they're not resource heavy. Like they don't have enough disposable revenue sitting in their business, which they can just throw at someone and fix these problems right away. That's why HighLevel is such a good tool, where it gives us all the possible tools. We can take it, and here you have a leaky bucket problem. Here's one hole. Let's plug in, put a tape to it. When I say tape, that's one of the tools in HighLevel. Reputation management is one of the tools. You're not replying to people when they opt in. Here, automation workflows is another tool. Like there are so many different tools we have at our hands now that you can do anything and everything you want. Like literally fix every problem of a business. Like back in the days, again, if you go back, I connected with Pat when we were using ManyChat. We had this reputation system built on messenger bots. So it's not new. It's not that we built it on HighLevel. This is a proven system which is working for last 7+ years than we built, right? And reputation is a big piece. Before that as well, there used to be reputation and all that stuff. So there was this is just a different tool. That's all it is. But the strategy or the key process, which is keeping up with your reviews and, having your clients, when they look at you, so that you show up well, that is what is important. So we were doing this whole thing in ManyChat before. We just came to HighLevel because, hey, it just does it in a better way and it has all the possible tools I want. I don't know, but if there's another tool which becomes better than HighLevel, well, guess what? We'll have to move there because it's just better than HighLevel. But for now, looks like HighLevel is going to lead the charge. So that's why we're here. So doesn't matter what you use. I don't know if anyone outside of HighLevel's community is listening to this, but hey, what I recommend is fix the business's reputation, because that 100% helps with better conversions. It may not just fix all the problems, but it will help you convert a few more people. And now, depends on which business we are talking. If it's a concreter, one lead is worth $30,000, right? So if you get one extra person, that's $30,000 of revenue added to the business. So it depends on the business, how much is that worth? But yeah, it 100% helps. In fact, there's literally no side effect to having better reputation. How about that?
Like no downside, yeah.
There's no negatives to having a better reputation. So why not just use it and fix it, so at least you get some positives?
Yeah. How would you approach it if you're working with a client and they've got really bad reputation, like the quality of services kind of sucks? Because you can't run a campaign to their database to ask for reviews, because that's just a surefire way to get even more 1-star reviews. So how would you get them to take ownership of that and fix it?
Well, the thing is, if you're talking to a client who literally sucks, like let's talk about a restaurant, just for the ease of example. If you go to a restaurant and their food sucks, right? There's no way any type of reputation is going to fix that, right? But what reputation does is, when I say reputation, what reviews, let's talk about reviews here, because what reviews normally does is it opens eyes, because there may be a business owner who may think like, oh no, everything's good. My chef's the best chef in the world. We've all seen those Gordon Ramsay videos, right? Of kitchen nightmares. where the
Yeah.
business owner thinks they have a good business running, but they're leaking money down the table, right? They literally are losing money. Why? And why do you think Gordon Ramsay came and fixed it? Because there's obvious reason something is broken, right? So same way, there may be an ignorant business owner who would not think something's broken. That's when, if third person leaves a review, that bad reviews are the eye openers for this business. So if they literally suck servicing or giving a better service or a product to the clients, there's nothing you can do to help. But at least by getting reviews, and they will get some negative reviews, and those reviews will be an eye opener for the business to, no, I think this really needs to be fixed. But let's say they have a better product, but they still have negative reviews. Then maybe you can, implement a few solutions where, hey, how about we just, try to internalize the negative first, figure out what the problem is, because obviously your product is good. There's 50 people saying you're good, your service or product is good, and then 5 people have left a negative review. Why? Let's try to investigate. Maybe there really was a problem. If not, at least have a filter in between which can try and internalize the review, and then you can act on it, and so that you don't generate new negative reviews, right? But having said that, Google doesn't want, this is my, again, don't quote me on this, but this is my experience of what we've observed. If you just have 5-star reviews, that rings a bell. Like, hey, there's something shady here. There has to be some or the other, like, 4 stars or 1 stars. If you're getting majority 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 stars, then that's a problem. But here and there, being a chef, this also trained me on this, right? I'll give you one example and then I'll tell you what I'm trying to say. Again, let me finish it. So even if you have 1 star, that's still good for your Google business profile, because Google thinks you're a real business. Okay. I'll tell you why, because you can never please everyone. And coming back to my chef's life, right? I was working here in an open kitchen, literally. There was one of the dishes we prepared, we served it. There's a customer who comes to the pass, we call it a pass, where we serve the food from, right? Customer comes to the table, to the pass, and says, this was the best thing I ever had. Is there any chance you can give me a recipe of this? And I'm like, well, okay, well, let me try and give you the recipe. Took the email and emailed the recipe, right? Half an hour later, someone literally came and shouted at us saying, hey, this sucks. Same dish, exactly same dish.
Yep.
So that literally, again, this is an example for showing that you can never please everyone. There is the reason why people like iPhone and don't like Samsung, and vice versa. People who like Samsung don't like iPhones, right? They both are great phones in their own ways, but everyone has different preferences. So you can never please everyone. So if your reviews are not reflecting this whole thing, that means there's something wrong. So it's okay to get some negatives as long as you are active and you can take care of those negatives and try to fix those negative problems in your business.
There's some other, obviously, other algorithm metrics that are really important, right? Like if you're going to be working with a small business owner, they haven't been asking for reviews, and their last review was like 6 months ago. That would also raise a flag if they suddenly start to get a lot of reviews in one go, right?
I mean, yeah, it totally depends on the type of business as well. Because what I've seen is like, yeah, restaurants have a lot of foot traffic, so it doesn't matter if you get 10 reviews in a day. But if a roofer gets 10 reviews in a day, that's a problem.
So you reckon that Google actually has a segmentation on how they assess this?
And again, this don't quote me on this, but this is my
No,
experience.
because we don't know. I get it. Yeah.
This is what I've observed, and it just makes sense, right? There may be 100 people walking into the restaurant, so maybe 10 people will leave a review. There's no way one roofing company can do 100 businesses, like serve 100 business in a day, right? So because the projects are large, big projects, and it's not possible to serve, finish. So if they get 10 or 20 or 50 reviews in 1 or 2 days, that's no. And the way it works, in my experience, is so Google already knows what's an average of all the restaurants collectively get reviews as, right? So an average in a month for a restaurant, let's say it's 50 reviews. Okay. If an average for a roofer may be 5 reviews in a month. And suddenly, if one business gets 20 reviews in 1 week, that's way far ahead than the total average of the roofers. And this is just random numbers, just to make sure we hit the point. But Google has all the data, right? So, hey, roofing industry, this is the standard. This is the average which they generate reviews for. Suddenly, one business climbs up that average. So there's a red flag. Then Google has all the other metrics and all the other statistics, which they have so much data on you, it's unreal. So
We
then
don't even know. Yeah.
yeah. So then they would try and find what the problem is. And then if there's something shady somewhere, your profile's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you, I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about what you and Pat have put together with that review snapshot.
Yeah.
Jared keeps raving about it. Like I've got my own, right? But I know
Yeah.
that you guys have done the thing with the cards as well. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a very interesting offer. So can you walk us through, walk the guys listening through what it's called Review Genius, right?
Correct. It's called Review Genius. Yeah.
Can you walk us through what it is and why it's a killer foot in the door of a system for agencies?
Yeah. So again, we've tried so many things. We dialed all of our experience down to this one system that we've built. It's again reviews. We already spoke about why reviews matter and all that stuff. The challenge is how do we help them get more reviews, right? The businesses. And before that as well, like we wanted a foot in the door or a lead magnet sort of offer where we are not involved too much into this. So that's where you just hinted, like we have those end cards. Again, this Review Genius, the system is not just the system for your end clients. Review Genius is a system built for agencies who wants to sell reputation management as a service to their end clients. So it's
So
a
you have
system.
like two snapshots in a way. You've got one
There's
for the
three-
agency, separate
Three
account.
snapshots. Yeah.
Three.
Yeah.
What's the third one?
The third one, which manages all the cards. So when I say cards for people who are listening, we have different NFC products, and so think of that third snapshot just an engine to manage all the cards or NFC products which you have.
Yeah.
Once again, so the system is built for agencies to scale. It's like a scalable system to sell reputation management as a service. That's how I would describe it. It's not because there are people who came to me and like, hey, HighLevel already has all the reviews, reputation management features. Why do I need your snapshot? Well, because if you want to sell those reputation management features, you need to do certain activities, right? You need to prospect, you need to go and talk to business, you need to show them how you can help, how reviews help, and all that stuff. All that thing is a system. That is what is Review Genius system.
So what does that look like? If I purchase your system and I want to start signing up clients,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Well, this could be a
Full
day of conversation. But yeah, let me. Yeah, and you have the card, right? So basically, what we've come down to is like, hey, let's talk about how would you start that conversation, right? If you traditionally in all the other offers, right? Let's say you want to sell website, okay? There are people who say, hey, let's sell website as a service, right? And give them a free website as an offer and charge for hosting. That's a very lucrative offer in HighLevel community. Well, guess what? Even for you to deliver that website, doesn't matter how templated the website is, you still have to spend at least half an hour fulfilling that job. I'm saying very best case scenario, at least half an hour.
Best case, yeah.
Best case scenario, right? Let's say you've done the best possible work. All you have to do is just fill up 120 custom values. That would take you half an hour, right? The other offer, which is like, hey, database reactivation, or the other offer could be AI web chat, or all those things require some sort of time of you as a business owner or your VA. Someone has to do something to fulfill that free offer. And that free offer is just so that we can win the client and they can trust us so that they can pay us more for other services. What we do is, that's why the Review Genius system is like, we built a system so that we integrate this NFC cards or different NFC products, but we recommend to start with cards. Why? Because one, it doesn't cost us much. Each card costs us, we buy in bulk through a supplier in China. We collectively, we have, I think, 150 something agencies using this now. And we may have ordered 100 something thousand cards collectively. So we've got a really good deal with them. But having said that, this cost us, let's say, even if I round off the numbers, let's say it cost us 50 cents for each card. All it takes is, hey, if I'm talking to a business owner, I say, hey, here, keep this. This would help you generate more reviews. How the work which I have to do is nothing. I just have to hand over this card to someone. They have to, or either I have to, or that business owner have to tap on the card, which goes to an activation process. They have to fill up a few details in the form. And then when they submit the form in less than 30 seconds, so total time invested here is maybe 1 minute. Okay.
Mhm.
In 1 minute,
By
this
the
card is
business
live.
owner.
Either business owner or me as well. Like let's say I'm typing their details, right? I want to
Yeah.
activate and then give it to them. So someone has to invest 1 minute, and in 1 minute is again too much. I'm saying double the time which is involved. Let's say you're slow typer. So in 1 minute, the card is activated, and they can literally, the second it's activated, they can tap on it and they can start collecting reviews. It literally just activates and pushes them to their Google business profile. So we have, like I said, the third snapshot is the engine which runs all the cards, which controls the redirection, which happens to Google business profile and all that stuff. So all that is built in the system.
And ability to see which card is associated to which sub account.
To which business. Yeah, to which business and all that. Yeah.
And that's important because that's what allows you to scale that as an offering and manage
Yeah.
it.
So when we launched with this thing, but then I think the system is 2-year-old already, almost 2 years. And we've got so much more into this. Like the moment anyone activates the card, they fall into. So again, coming back from learning from Sean Clark, right? He's shared so many things. So one thing we learned is from his previous business, he shared this story so many times. Like the previous business he had,
Sherpa.
the Invoice Sherpa, right? So he's like, people did not even know that what Invoice Sherpa was doing. So things changed when he started sending them a weekly report of, hey, this is how much money your Invoice Sherpa account has generated, right? So that weekly stat is the new feature which they launched into HighLevel as well because of that. And I'm like, well, that's a good thing. How can we use this and do something with it? That's when, so we launched our own weekly stat as well. Like the moment someone activates the card, we know exactly where they were the moment they activated. So maybe let's say they have 50 reviews and 4.2 stars. In 1 week, if they generate 5 more reviews, we send them an email saying, hey, this week you've generated 5 more reviews and this much percentage is the bump in your rating. Congrats, keep it up, keep doing what you're doing. If they get negatives, their rating will drop, right? So then the next week, the report goes, hey, this week you got 2 negative reviews, which impacted your rating from 4.2 to 4.1. Can we talk so that we can help you? Something. So this is just, we are talking about giving away a free card. This free card, the moment they activate, everything happens automatically.
I love it. So even if they grab the card, they fill out the form, they place it somewhere, they never do anything, they'll still get that report, which will tell them, well, you haven't moved from last week. Yeah, you're using it.
I think I need help. That's the conversation they're having in their head.
Yeah.
And so the reason I said free card, so then some people will think, how do I make money then if it's free? Well, guess what? The free website offer is exactly the same. Free website is, hey, you would invest some time, give them a free website, and then maybe you can pitch them, hey, but you have to pay for hosting. Oh, by the way, we have an upgrade here or upsell where we can install a web chat, AI web chat or AI voice and blah, 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 right? That's how it goes.
Yep.
Exactly the same with reviews here. We give a free card, which helps them generate reviews, but guess what? They don't have time to reply to the reviews, right? They don't have time to take those reviews and post it into social media. They don't have time to make sure that they don't get negative reviews. They don't have time to request reviews. All those problems, again, this I learned from Russell Brunson, right? He said somewhere, and I'll butcher this whole thing, but the gist of that is when you're giving an offer, making an offer to someone, that offer should generate new problems, and that becomes a new offer. Right?
Yeah.
So that means if I'm giving them this one card, which helps them collect reviews, guess what? Then the new problems arises with, hey, now they don't have time to reply to the reviews, right? Then the moment they activate, we know that we're going to send them a weekly stat. So every week we're going to remind them, hey, your reviews are dropping. You need help? Click this link and book a call. We can talk. So then the upsell for that is from the free offer. Again, our time invested was only 1 minute. Right? There's literally 0 time invested, I would call it. So for that 1 minute, the impact which it creates is huge. And the nurture sequence, this is just, I'm talking weekly stats is just one type of nurture. We also have nurture emails, which educates them and helps them understand why Google reviews and all that stuff matters and what else you can
showing
do.
other business owners who are actually
well
with it. And
we also give them a free Google Business Profile crash course and all that stuff. Like everything that they need, we give them for free. Literally.
Yeah.
So
we actually have a new feature in HighLevel, right? For about a month, the Google Business Profile Optimizer, which is brilliant. That's another really natural follow-up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've been consulting with the high-level team as well for so many things. So again, that's a different story. But yeah, so we started doing AI review replies before high-level launched that feature. We launched that feature before high-level launched it. So
All right.
yes, our system was before that as well. So there are so many things which came. So URL redirects and all that stuff is because we requested high-level, hey, we need this feature. So I was on.
Yeah.
We sent an email to Sean Clark explaining exactly this whole system at Review Genius we were trying to build. Sean is like, this is awesome. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm. So again, coming back to Sean Clark, what he always says, if someone asks one question to him saying, hey, what should be this one tip if someone's starting new, what do you recommend them? I'm pretty sure he would answer like, hey, go walk out at your door, talk to the local businesses in your neighborhood. That is what he recommends. Now, what do you go? Let's say I'm ready to walk out and talk. What do I talk? That's my point. That's where everyone gets stuck with.
It's tough. You could do the hey, can I buy you a lunch thing? But still it's
Yeah. So the problem, that's a great tip which he gives, but the problem arises like, shit, I don't know what to talk, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where
What's the opener?
this system comes in, right? That's why we built this system, because it's the easiest sell ever. You literally just go and give it to them. Hey, I just noticed you don't have a way. Or even let's say you go to a restaurant and you eat something. Just ask them, hey, do you have a better way? I want to leave you a review. How do I leave a review? Literally ask them. They would not have a clear answer for you. I promise you that. They don't even know what to tell you. Instead, imagine they had something like this, like, hey, here, just tap on this.
Or even if they do, and they're not using it at all, and it's just somewhere collecting dust.
Yeah.
You can still approach them and say, hey, look, you've got this thing. It's not doing anything. I'll give you our card, which is not different. But what is different is you're gonna hear from us every single week. And we're gonna support you in growing your business.
Exactly that. Yeah. And we've seen some great case studies, man, to be honest. It's awesome how businesses change if they implement what we're talking. So one of the tree trimming companies one of our student had was he had, I think, 10 or 12 years in operation and 40 reviews, and they implemented the system into their business. In 2 weeks, they generated 25 or 30 more reviews, and their phone literally doubled. We can see the direct impact. And there's a stat from Google as well. Like if you have 0.1% increase in rating, that correlates to 5 to 9% of revenue in the business. So the reviews has only the benefits. Like if you take care of this, it only has benefits. Now, we are only talking about reviews, but then we went more than reviews. So we want to take care of reviews is one piece of Google Business Profile. There's so much more to Google Business Profile, right? So that's where, everything else, you have to help them with more than Google Business, just the reviews. That's what I mean.
Local SEO optimization.
Correct.
Is what you're talking about here.
Yeah, correct.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but so again, coming back to Review Genius, that system is just built for agencies to pretty much without stress selling this system, reputation management is an offer. That's all. Like it's not replacing high-level, it's just helping you sell that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And again, the reason we built it as well is because we wanted that for ourselves. We are in like my background, I told you, like I was chef. I'm an introvert. I can talk online. I'm really good online. You throw me in a networking event, and you've experienced that as well, like when we met, right? So when I'm in a networking event, I don't know what to talk, man. Like, so it's hard for me to sell and go out and talk to people. So I wanted a system which is super simple. So that's how we created this. And, so.
With restaurants, obviously, you can start as an intro offer. You can have the card, you give them.
Yeah.
But then you could also go with those embedded, like those table things with the QR code embedded in tables. And that's where you can maybe partner up with some of those vendors that do those installations, those restaurant furniture vendors. And
there's so many things you can do, man. It's unreal. So I'm just showing you this one card, but there are so many NFC products as well. Like I have two here as well. So we have NFC stickers. So imagine you go into a restaurant, every table has a sticker already, right?
That's a low cost installation option as well.
Low cost, yeah. So that's how you start. But then, hey, what you said is exactly that. Hey, if you can figure out a supplier or partner with manufacturers and all that stuff, like, give them this service. Dude, I mean, this opens so many doors. It's at so many different levels as well. Like, just giving this one card. One of our students, he lives in New Jersey, right? He don't even know how his cards reached somewhere in Alaska, and someone from Alaska activated a card, and then he was on a call with that business, and then now he's a client. Like it's so easy. This is the easiest thing to promote.
Yep.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, the reason why it works is because, yeah, everyone has heard, every business owner is trying to think of, hey, AI is new and all that stuff. Like coming back to AI, which is the new thing in high level, and in the industry as well. Everyone is trying to figure out what AI is and how I can use it and all that stuff. So your AI offers, yes, would convert. But guess what? If Sally left them a bad review and you say, hey, I know Sally left you a bad review, I can help you avoid those reviews, they will choose your offer before AI.
Hang on a minute. How would you get rid of that review?
What do you mean? How would you know if Sally left a bad review? I'm talking about,
no, like if you get a bad review, you can't delete it from. You can flag it if it's a spam.
You can avoid the next one. That's what I'm saying. So the point is,
okay.
That's the conversation in their head. If Sally left them a bad review, it's already in their head what they're thinking. Shit, man, I did the best thing ever for Sally, and she still left me a bad review. That's already in their head. And then if you go back and talk, I think I forgot the name again. Dude, I'm bad with names, but one of the best marketers, I heard from Russell Brunson, so I'll quote him. But he said, someone else, he's like, hey, if you can describe the problem in the business owner's head in the better way, you get the business. So this is exactly what I mean. Like they already have that in their head.
This is such a good point, man.
They already have this.
Yeah.
So they're not thinking, if Sally left them a bad review, they're not thinking, how do I install AI voice chat? Does it make sense? That's what I'm trying to make a point. They already have that in subconsciously. Their head is trying to figure out that person, why did they leave a bad review? I did the best thing for them. Or now this is going to impact my ratings and blah, blah, blah. All these things are going on in their head. And then if you come up with an offer saying, hey, I notice you have 20 negative 1-star reviews, and recently Sally left you a negative review as well. Can we just show you or give you a system which helps avoid those, and internalizes the reviews before it goes to Google?
Yep.
Guess what? That's a sale. Like, that's it. They don't even need to think too much because they're already thinking how to solve this problem. So that wins before AI. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. I've got a question about target markets of this. So the obvious one would be the brick and mortar businesses, the local barber shops, beauty salons, all those, especially service-based businesses.
Correct.
But, fast food shops, those too, but especially the service-based, right? You go for a massage, the therapist tells you, hey, would you mind? It's just a lot more easy to then request those reviews themselves as well. Are there any other use cases that are not so common, but are working as well?
Yeah, you mentioned it right. So any fast moving business, like people where it's quick service, so I would call it restaurants, salons, cafes, nail parlors, all those. But think of how you make decisions as well. So I'll give you one example. So when our daughter was young, she needed treatment and we were looking for a pediatrician here in Australia. I don't know a pediatrician personally. There were 2 recommended by 2 of our friends here in Australia. I called them, both of them. They had 6 months waiting. I'm like, shit, that sucks. She needs help right now. She doesn't need help 6 months later. So I need someone right now. So my only process which was left was go to Google, search for pediatricians in Sydney. And then the way I would make a decision if they're good or not is go to the reviews and check. Because my referrals were exhausted. They were all booked out. So that's when reviews, if they had a good reviews, a reputation, The other thing which I did when I put my daughter to a childcare, we moved to this area in Sydney. We did not know anyone in this area, right? So we had to put her to childcare. How would I make a decision? Well, let's look at the Google reviews. Yeah, literally. And check their Google reviews. And that's how we made a decision. And when I say decision, we went, saw the better reviews, good reviews and all that stuff. Then we decided, okay, let's go and check out this place. Then we went and checked out, and then we got a better vibe. And so we decided to put her in. But the process started with checking out the reviews. So again, how would you as a person make a decision? Think of that. There are obvious niches, obviously, but there are so many unobvious niches which people are not even talking in the marketing industry, right? So, like every carpet clean. So people call carpet cleaner is a good thing, right? So that's a big thing in the marketing industry. That's a niche which everyone talks, hey, let's prospect carpet cleaner. How about carpet sellers, right? Who talks about them? There's one student of ours, he's crushing it with chimney cleaners. Literally. Like everyone needs help. And these are the real problems in every household, right? Not just houses have so many different types of problem. If you have a chimney and if you have a fireplace, you have a chimney and the chimney needs cleaning periodically. So
yeah, so you're talking about businesses who may not have a shop front, but they're operating in the area, plumbers, electricians. They have a yard, but that's not a place where people go to see them.
It's very common. People talk about plumbers and electricians in the digital marketing space as a niche, but think every single person needs this help, what I'm talking about. So you can niche. And again, if someone asks me like, hey, so you don't recommend niching down? I was like, yeah, don't niche down on a service for this offer, right? This offer, reviews, everyone on the planet needs it. If they have a presence on Google, they need reviews. Like they need phone in a business or email address in a business, they need reviews in the business. So everyone is your potential client for reviews offer. Then for the upsell offer, let's say you want to do voice chat and blah, blah, blah. You niche down for that. You only sell voice chat to carpet cleaners, for example, or you only sell voice chat to dental clinics. You can niche down for your high-end offer, but don't niche down for the low-ticket offer, which is the easiest sell ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. I love it. So it's obvious that this is such a no-brainer offer. For the listeners, all the fellow high levelers who are interested in learning more, what's on the table for them and where do they go?
Oh, man. Once again, look, we never market this product. Again, we're not in the business of selling snapshots to other agencies because we built this for our own use case. But just by referrals, and like you said, you spoke to Jared, who's one of our clients as well. So there are referrals. This is how we grew to 150 agencies. We haven't marketed this. We don't even do anything to sell this. But so we're going to put up a special offer for your audience because love your podcast, man. And it's a privilege to be on this. So thank you, first of all. But yeah, we're going to put up a special offer for your audience. We're going to throw in so Review Genius is just one of the things. We have so many other things. So we'll put a bundle together and give you guys all of that. So one of them would be a cold calling snapshot. Hey, you can do physically one-on-one sales and all that stuff, but hey, you want to scale this, you might want to do cold call. So this snapshot, literally all you do is just load leads into the snapshot. It literally segments all the leads into different smart lists. One list would be, hey, people who have mobile numbers, people who have landlines, people who have website, people who don't have a website, people who have negative reviews, all the reviews from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars and all that stuff. So it literally segments it. So then all you have to do is pick a niche. Hey, I want to sell website offer today, or I want to sell, or let's say I want to prospect to people who have less reviews. You have a whole list of people. All you have to do is literally import the contacts in the database and it just does everything for you. So that's a good one. That's a very well received snapshot. So we'll give that, and I'll give a few extra goodies as well, which I don't want to mention on the call. That's a surprise. But so along with the Review Genius offer. But so yeah, where would they go? Yeah, we have a special page. I'm pretty sure you have a page for us as well. So I think it's highlevelexperience.com/Alok, my first name.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
We'll take care of your audience, man. We love to help support. And if people know us in the community, we've done coaching calls and all that stuff with High Level as well in the AI space and all that. So every coaching call, there was some or the other giveaways and all that. So we want to help support as much as we can. So yeah, we'll take care of all.
Brilliant. All right. So let me just recap for the guys. So Review Genius is a reputation management system built specifically for you guys. Because let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to sell clients on a full automation package or whole SaaS setup. So, especially if they don't immediately see the value, because there's so much that HighLevel does. So Review Genius is what changes that. It's designed to be a simple system that helps businesses get more reviews on autopilot. And the best part is it's white labeled as well. Am I right?
Yes.
You can white label
100%
it. Yes.
white labeled. Everything is white labeled.
Yeah. So you guys can rebrand it, you can package it however you want it, and use it as a foot in the door to build trust and upsell into bigger services. If you guys want to check it out, Alok's special offer is available. It's on the table for you guys and exclusively for this audience, for you guys listening. So thank you so much for listening. And head over to highlevelexperience.com/Alok. That's highlevelexperience.com/ALOK. And all the info is there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I've got a question for you related to high level. What about high level originally grabbed your attention? Was there something specific or a problem you were trying to solve?
Ooh, I joined HighLevel back in 2019 when it was just, I think, 1 year old or maybe just a bit over. The reason I joined is because I was using ClickFunnels back in the days, and ClickFunnels and ManyChat was the two
Mhm.
things I was using. And then I was thinking of signing up for ActiveCampaign for their workflows because they had a good workflow builder back in the days. I'm like, yeah, this just makes sense. They have a good workflow builder, they have good email marketing campaign builder and all that stuff. And that was a need for me. But then someone said, hey, have you checked out HighLevel? I'm like, what the hell is HighLevel? Never knew that. I was deep into those world, right? But I checked it out and looked like it had many of the things which I wanted, but it was very bad. It was buggy. It was
Mhm.
buggy. Plus, it was the experience, the whole experience which people have now in the software is so different. It's literally night and day between what I signed up for and what it is now. So yeah, I signed up just because it had the workflow builder, and it did not have a workflow builder. In fact, it had campaigns and triggers back in the days. There was no workflow builder as well. So, but at least we could do exactly what we wanted with those two features. So yeah, that brought me in. But the biggest reason I jumped ship and I joined is because we were building systems in ManyChat and all the other tools, right? But with HighLevel, I saw so many times and I hopped on calls and all that stuff. They were doing town halls and all that regularly. So I hopped on one or two town hall calls and I just liked the vibe of the community. I just liked how Sean Clark and the team showed up and they were so approachable. They were so much open to listening and all that stuff. That was the thing which got me stuck with it. It's not the tool. Like I don't care about the tool, man, to be honest. Like there may be a better tool now, but it's the whole community which is so supportive. And the reason it is supportive is because it starts from Sean Clark himself, who's the founder, all the three founders. In fact, I'm calling Sean Clark because he's the most visible, but we've met Varun and Robin as well here in Sydney. But all three of them are so approachable. And that trickles down into the whole team and then slowly into the community as well. So
Yeah.
I think it's the community and the whole experience is why I'm stuck.
Yeah, I can't agree more because, yeah, I mean, I've said it on this podcast time and time again as well. You have a photo,
Mhm.
2023 is when I went to Level Up,
Yeah.
and you have a photo of the three co-founders
Mhm.
sitting on the ground in the lobby or in a hall in a
Yeah.
hotel on the carpet. It's sitting on their asses on the carpet. Each of them a laptop open in front of them, and
Yeah.
they're cranking away while everybody else is having fun networking. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know if there's any other company that I know that just gives a shit so much about their customers as high
Yeah.
level.
And I think I know the story what you're talking about. It the reason they were literally all three of them was on the computer is because HighLevel was down on that same day. And they
Right.
literally had to jump and figure out what the hell was wrong. Literally, that happened on one of the level up days. So what you're
Wow.
saying is, yeah, and I've heard Sean Clark talking about
I
this
didn't
as
know
well.
the backstory.
So
Okay, this is
HighLevel was down, and so this is what I mean. Like they literally jumped on during even when they're one of the busiest event time to fix the problem because everyone else is facing the problem. And
Mhm.
we see that every day as well. Like the most active person in the high level community in the Facebook group, I'm guessing is Sean Clark because he's literally either liking every post or commenting on every post or tagging their developers if they have a problem and all that stuff. He's the best support rep for HighLevel. And guess what? He's the CEO. Like there's no other CEO who's so active, literally.
definitely.
So I
Yeah,
think it's the and there's so much to learn from that. I mean, how can we take that from Sean Clark and we become because we all are business owners as well now, right? So how can we be the CEO for our own business and learn from Sean to treat our clients in the same way, right? Because if I'm
it's a
talking
perfect
so
model.
highly,
Yeah,
yeah, if I'm
honestly,
talking highly about Sean Clark, guess what? If you can become that person for your client, they're gonna talk so highly about you, and then they will talk highly to their friends and colleagues in the business world, and that's how it's gonna grow.
definitely. Yeah, it's a perfect model. I've been doing update release videos for our customers. I've started doing weekly workshops. You've been one of them today. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining. And yeah, I mean, it's all just seeing what works. You don't really have to reinvent the wheel. Like if you do it
Exactly.
high level purely as a SaaS, even if you don't have these cool intro foot in the door offers, and you just kind of like more nerdy and kind of going really broad, which is kind of my case.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a good model. And yeah, so if you guys are listening, and if you are an agency owner, because I often think that is all of us just high levelers listening, but I got to remind myself that we probably have some agencies that are just curious. So if this is you and you're listening, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Like
Yeah.
try, sign up, and you can check out as many affiliates, different offers. I've got an offer. Alok's got an offer. Whoever, you resonate with most, sign up through the affiliate and they get a kickback and you get extra support. But that aside, you will have something in your agency that will give you that freedom to actually have a bit of an exit, not exit strategy, but like if you've been grinding and just doing services only on a retainer, it can be pretty tough. What High Level allows you to do is add on that subscription revenue on top of it. So even if your clients leave you on that retainer, you still keep them on the subscription. And not just because it's sticky, like a CRM is sticky, right? Like
Yeah.
it's hard to leave. But if you look after your customers and you do good support, it's very scalable and very rewarding.
Yeah. 100%.
What I also like, I was going to say one more thing,
Yeah.
is that there is also like the fear, like you got nothing to lose in a way that, like, if you're worried about like, what if I, launch this whole SaaS thing and I've got all these customers now, and what if one day I just don't want to do it anymore? Well, High Level has worked that out as well. Like you can
Yeah.
release these sub accounts, so they go directly to High Level, at which point they're not going to work under an agency. They'll go and they'll have a support through the corporate support, which is all right.
Yeah.
But you're not going to lose the money. You'll still get a clip. You'll still get 40% of the 97 a month subscription.
Yeah. And in the other angle to that, the biggest reason, if they go directly to high level, they would not have any support and all that. I mean, they'll get support from high level, but then agency level support. Whereas
Yeah.
if they sign up under you would be doing more than what high level would do, right? You would have your
Oh,
own
yeah.
systems and IPs and all that stuff which you would give. So if you don't want that, I recommend, rather than pushing, if you someone who's listening that, and if you are at that stage where you don't want to keep your high level account now and you just want to release it, I recommend talk to another agency owner and negotiate a deal with that agency owner and release it to that agency, because you can do that as well.
Yeah. You
And
can,
rather than doing affiliates play with high level, figure out an affiliate or a partnership deal with another agency owner. That's way both of you benefit, because the other agency owner is going to
you could
most
actually
likely
make more
take care
money.
of
That's
it.
right. Yeah. I haven't thought
And
of that. That's
yeah,
true.
most likely
Yeah.
going to take care of your client in a better way as well. So I recommend doing that.
I haven't thought of that. Such a good
Yeah.
idea. Like we charge $297 on our base plan. So if somebody sends somebody through to us, I would happily
Yeah.
pay them 40% of that. So that's more
Exactly that.
than 40% of 97.
Yeah, I've got
Um,
two clients from another agency. That's why. So I think when High Level launched that feature to transfer the business, this agency just jumped ship. He was very new into the business, and he was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, this is so much work." Don't get me wrong, managing High Level is a lot of work.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why if a business owner directly goes to High Level, most likely they'll be super unhappy if they're not tech savvy. That's why I recommend jumping to another agency who can at least take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a good point. Oh, look, there's Level Up Summit coming up in 2 weeks' time. At the time of recording this, it's probably have happened. Not sure
Mhm.
when I'm going to release this, but a lot of cool features are about
Yeah.
to be released. And we probably get maybe some hints on what's coming up. I know both of you and I, we've been to Sydney, so we've heard some little nuggets.
Yeah.
Is there like a one or two particular features that you're looking forward to being released, and why?
Oh, mate, I'm also beta testing many of the features already,
You are?
which
Okay.
are going to be released. So it's funny you asking me. So me and Pat, we are into, one of the selected few who beta test new features and all that stuff. So there's so much which is coming to high level, which is unreal. Like there are other tools out there. And again, let's understand the business model of high level before I even say which feature. The business model of the whole theory of high level is like, hey, if you're using some other tool, we can build it for you, use it in this one place, right? That's every new feature is exactly that. There may be literally a whole software company outside, which is now a part of high level as a feature, right? So that's a pro and a con as well, because then now if you have a system or if you have your own software, guess what? High level is going to eat you, right? That's happening. That's without a question. It's just when, that's the question. It's
Yeah.
like Amazon, right? So Amazon took over the whole shopping industry, like, all the small malls and all that stuff. Amazon's the beast which took over the retail market. That's exactly what is happening in the marketing software world. High level is going to eat you as a business. So what can you do now, right? So, well, the thing which I'm trying to say is like there are so many features which agency owners. So if if the current feature is not there in high level, agencies go and find another software solution to implement that as a solution to their clients. But
Easy.
then they would also
Yeah.
come into the high level now. This is what the culture has become like, hey, can we implement this as a solution, as a feature request? And guess what? If that gets more votes, high level is going to take that vote and then build that feature, right? So this is already happening. So many features. So one of the biggest one which I'm excited for, we haven't even talked much about AI, but there's so much happening in the AI world in high level, which could be literally another podcast. But
Big
if
time.
we hit on Google Business Profile and reviews, so let's just stick to that for this episode. I think the biggest feature which is coming is, you also said there's an optimizer in the Google Business Profile now, which is, I won't say it's the best one right now, but that is just the start of what can be done. So high level can take care of everything Google reviews right now, and like in reviews world, it's going to do everything Google Business Profile as well. So that means everything that Google Business Profile wants is going to happen through high level. So, I mean, there are third-party tools right now people are using to automate the process of posting into Google Business Profile, creating FAQs and making sure they have optimized profile and all that stuff. All those things are coming into high level as well. So that's one. Is it going to be released? I mean, and a part of that is going to be released, obviously. The other thing which I'm excited, oh yeah, this ties in very well with the small to medium. So loyalty apps, like, loyalty cards and all that stuff. Loyalty as a feature is coming into high level very soon.
That's
I'm not
very
sure if
interesting. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's level up feature or maybe later, but it's coming. I've seen prototypes and all that stuff. And even Chase have spoken into one of the Friday calls, which he does. So I can talk about it as well. But yeah, loyalty is coming. So that's a big one. So again, reviews important for business. Guess what? Loyalty is also super important. Those are the two things which we were doing before high level. So I'm so excited for loyalty to come into high level as well, because currently I'm using a third party tool for loyalty. So I'm happy that high level is going to implement that feature, right? So that's coming in. Yeah, those are the main two. And again, this is the basis of how the businesses are built, right? So if they have loyal customers, they don't need to worry about running crazy amount of ads because they're already making enough money through loyal customers. So loyalty is also super important for the business. So again, this would be, I would say, the stage one of fixing the business problems, where reviews and loyalty could be very super important. Yeah, those are the two things which I'm super excited for. We can talk of AI features if you want, but yeah, there's so much more coming.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, keep an eye out, because last year I did a roundtable special, and I think I'm going to try and do that this year again. I am going to level up, and I'm going to be speaking to a lot of friends that I know well in the community, and I'm going to try and drum up one of those special episodes again. So keep an eye on that. What we did last year, and you can go back to that episode. I can't remember the number of it, but it's a roundtable special, and we had Ben, we had Matt DeSanto, we had all the awesome people in the community sharing their thoughts on the new feature, and we literally just went around for like a little bit longer episode for like 2 hours, and we just went through feature to feature, because on a level up day, which is a special day that High Level does during the Level Up Summit, where in that day in the morning they've got like a block for an hour, and they just release, I don't know, like 100 new features in 1 hour or something like
Yeah.
that. It's nuts. So we then did that roundtable special to go over all features and explain what those are. So keep an eye out. There's going to be that episode as well. Now, Alok, back to you, mate. On this podcast, we have a segment called 3 Under 3, which is 3 short motivating stories, each one being a minute long. So that's why we got 3 stories under 3 minutes. We shared 3 impactful stories about, how you as an agency owner have been able to help somebody, made a positive impact, not just help their business, but as a result of help make positive impact on their lives. Because let's face it, small business owners out there like ourselves, most of the time we start a business and we just got ourselves a job, but we got family to feed. We got all these other stresses of life. And, everybody wants to better themselves and have more financial freedom. Do you have any, like a quick story, just one story of amazing like results you've been able to provide to somebody, using high level with the review genius, but like, because you run an agency as well, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I have 2 stories and I'll try to be quick.
Go to, because I've got a third one recorded. So that'll be 3. Perfect. Let's go.
Perfect. All right. So 2 stories. The first one. So let's go back to the COVID times, right? So before COVID, I was doing restaurant marketing. So I used to be a chef. So I thought, hey, restaurant would be a niche I could start and I'll do all that stuff. So I started doing restaurant marketing. Guess what? I started my restaurant marketing agency 4 months before COVID happened. And obviously people can guess. It died because restaurants were shut down in 4 months when COVID happened. So I'm like, shit, I was in deep trouble. But more than deep trouble, I was talking to my clients, and those clients were in even deeper trouble than me. Because I had restaurant owners literally cry in front of me saying, dude, I don't know if this is going to open again. Like, I'm in shit right now. They were literally selling everything they have out in their restaurants, literally on a table outside, to make $1 extra, maybe, right? And if not, they were like just selling it for cost or below cost, even to just generate some revenue. That triggered something in me. I'm like, shit, I don't care if I don't make money right now. I need to do something to help them. So here in Australia, they had, the QR code check-ins for every business and all that stuff. That system was implemented. There was a requirement like, hey, you need to start. They launched it with a thing like, hey, every new visitor has to be recorded just in case there is a COVID episode in your business. But they implemented that into the Service NSW app, which people outside of Australia, they don't know what we're talking about, but it's just a government app where you had to check in before you come in. But that implementation took like 2 or 3 months for the government. So I'm like, well, how can I help this business record their, people who walks in so quickly? So I'd built a system with ManyChat, again, using the tools which we had and automating that whole process. I generated a QR code and all that stuff, so literally gave it to my clients like, hey, here, keep this. Put it on your doors and all that stuff, where everyone who comes in just scans it, opens up a new ManyChat bot, which is a messenger conversation. Automation literally asks them, what's your name, email, blah, 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 and records the time and dumps it into a Google Sheet, literally. So that whole automation, so that they don't have to manually write and keep a record of the thing. So that was just a simple solution, which we as a techie guy and who have all the tools available could literally help businesses in need. And this is just talking about COVID, but this could be a current scenario for one of your clients who figure out what the current problem is and what is the things they are doing, and just try to help them, genuinely help them. And don't try to think I'll make money with this, because if you genuinely just help, they will be loyal to you. Again, talking about loyalty, they would think like, this is the person who helped me when I needed. I cannot leave him. That's it. So yeah, that's one story. Second story is about our Review Genius system. So someone signed up for Review Genius, the agency guy. He's like, dude, I don't think so. I'm going to sell this, but I'm signing up because my mom is a disabled and she's very bored and she needs something to do. And when I told her about this, she's like, yeah, I think I can do that. So that person signed up for Review Genius and built a system so that his mom can sell review cards and review reputation management and service.
That's brilliant.
And that's the best testimonial ever.
She just walks around being friendly to people.
I don't know what he's doing now, but he literally left a review like, hey, I set this up and then my mom the cards have not even arrived. So there's a process where we order the cards, right? He's like, dude, the cards have not even arrived and my mom has already sold 2 people. Literally.
Brilliant. I love it.
That again, that shows that, hey, the system that we built is so simple and it's built for anyone, right? So that's what I mean. Like, it's just so fulfilling that, hey, our products, our services, what we're trying to build just helps someone genuinely. We all want to make money, right? Don't get me wrong. We are in a capitalist world. Everything costs. We have to pay for everything here. But if you just genuinely help someone, guess what? It's just going to come back to you somehow, right? So just try to
That's it.
help. Yeah.
Definitely.
Those are the two stories just comes to mind. I mean, I may have more, but yeah, let's stick to that.
Yeah, brilliant. So I've got one more, which has been just submitted today from another agency owner in our community. I'm going to play the clip. Let me just do a quick screen share. Yeah, this is like a minute one, so like a true to a minute. No, you're right, mate. You were.
I hope I'm safe.
You're safe. Yeah. All right. Let me share screen now. So I think this is it. And I'm going to play this, but you let me know if you can hear the sound first. So I'm going to put this. If I do.
Hey, Vid, my guy, how are you? It was great being on your podcast before. So how has HighLevel changed things for us? Well, pretty massively, man. We as you know, we started as a generalist agency and a med spa niche, and we have just crushed it with huge projects. And it always starts from typically the website initially, and then we bolt on paid marketing services and AI tools and nurture sequences and all the things that HighLevel allows us to sell alongside whatever other service we had. And for us, it's been an absolute game changer because like ultimately we went from just providing a service and being a commodity to like legitimately being a growth system specialist. And I love to say it that way because with our BizFlow, like patient growth system, like we have absolutely crushed it and we're making a big impact on our clients. And we couldn't have done that without HighLevel. So love you guys. Talk to you later.
Yeah. I love it.
So good.
Yeah. So guys, so if you're listening to this, I would love more people to submit these cool little stories because they're really inspiring and they help everybody. So if you have a story to tell, and Zach didn't exactly share a story of a client, he was sharing a story of themselves. Nevertheless, very inspiring. If you want to do that, just head over to highlevelexperience.com/your story. And you will just simply record a video of yourself, your name, which your agency, who you help, what the impact was. Drop it in, submit it, and then I'll feature it on the next episode. You get a little shout out as well, but more importantly, you got to feel good about yourself because you get to inspire others. There's many other high levelers that are just starting out that might be going through some tough time. They might not be able to have the confidence to see that they can do it too. And just sometimes you just got to hear from others. It's very empowering. So do that, and I would appreciate you guys do that. So thank you.
Well, HighLevel's launching a feature which would make you easy as well. Like it's gonna launch a feature for requesting video reviews.
Yeah, because
that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, because my form has a limit to certain capacity. So yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make it super easy for everybody. There you go, another feature we can look forward to. Brilliant. All right, we're gonna wrap it up real quick. I've got a couple of tough questions. So, but I'll start with the easy one. What do you wish you had known when you started your SaaSpreneur journey?
Oh, SaaSpreneur journey. Okay. Well, that's a tough one because there's so many things. I wish I had known that I could do this because anyone can do this. Because I thought coming back from, I don't have a background, right? So in technical world, right? I'm a chef, right? I don't understand code. I don't understand tools. And I mean, yeah, I can use the tools, but I don't understand how it operates and all that. So I thought it's too much to generate software and build softwares and all that stuff. I always had like, hey, I don't think so I can even have a software because HighLevel made it possible. So it's easy now, right? So it's just have faith like, hey, anyone can do this with the business model which HighLevel has created now. So when I started, HighLevel did not have that SaaS as a feature. So I was just trying to think like, hey, I just have to sign up clients and then create sub accounts for them and then fulfill as a service and all that stuff. That was the model which I launched with. But then HighLevel launched the SaaS as a feature. Now, that's a different game where now I'm a software owner as well. Like other than the service, they also pay me for the software. So anyone can do this. I thought it was really hard, but HighLevel made it possible. So anything's possible now, I guess.
Yep, definitely. We're all humans, right? We're all humans. No one's perfect. What are you not very good at? And here's that tough question.
What am I not good at? Ooh, to be very vulnerable and very open with you. Focus, man. I'm struggling with it. Like it's a nightmare to stick to what I want to do because there's so many things thrown at me, and having a community, there are so many people reaching out to us every day as well and with different problems. But when they share different problems, entrepreneurs, when there's a problem, there's a business idea behind a problem, right?
Yes.
That's a pain. That's a pain, man. So I hear so many problems every day, but then my head is like, shit, I can make money with this problem, right? I can create a business model around this. That is what is a struggle. So I think it's the focus which I'm struggling with right now.
And trying to keep yourself at check to tell yourself, hey, hang on a
100%.
minute. That also means spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly that.
Yeah. I mean, we could that could be a whole another episode on that point, because I struggle with that too. I'm either like, really distracted by all the different tabs and stuff, and I'm trying to I'm just being busy, checking off email, doing that, and at the end of the day, I'd get absolutely fuck all done.
Yeah.
Or I get really disciplined that day if I do it well. If I don't look at anything and I write something down while I'm drinking coffee, write down 3 things I'm going to get done, and I go straight to those things without looking at anything, which also means disregarding any comms, responding to everything, literally. Then I can do it. But then what happens, I go into a full tunnel vision, very deep, very detailed work, which then ends up being really quality work. But I can't do anything else.
Correct.
I can't do, there's no middle.
What I go through. Yeah. There's no middle for me. There's no middle. I put on headphones and then I have my brain.fm, just music playing. And then, dude, I would recommend brain.fm to anyone.
You told me that. I've been listening to that since you told me about that app. It's brilliant.
It's so good. It brings you right into the work zone in 10 minutes, man. It's so good. Yeah. Anyone listening to this, try brain.fm. I'm not affiliated, not partnered. I don't get anything, but you will get your focus.
Definitely. Look, tell me something that's true that almost nobody agrees with you on.
Something that's true, but nobody agrees. Man, where do you get these questions? Never have thought of that. Something that's true, but nobody agrees to that.
I just throw these questions. It's more for my own enjoyment because I like to see people trip up.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm pretty sure here's the thing. Yeah, here. I think just be genuine to who you are and help people, and don't expect anything in return. Whereas everyone, some or the other way, has an agenda behind doing some or the other thing, right? If you try to get rid of that agenda and just be genuinely helpful, guess what? Have the agenda. I'm not saying don't have it. If you're trying to hop on a call, for example, hopping on a call here, your purpose is to have one more piece of content generated, and my purpose is so that I can bring awareness to things we do and share my message, right? There's an agenda, but again, my whole goal is to just genuinely help and share as many things as I can, so that if something helps, maybe that brain.fm thing helps you focus more and you can finish your work properly. That's my way of helping you out, right? I don't get anything out of it. Same way, just try to help some or the other ways to people genuinely, and guess what? It 100% will come back to you. But once again, not everyone agrees to that. Not everyone does that.
What I would say to this is, if you listen and you don't agree to this, here's my take on it. And we've all been there. It's a generalization, but I would think that every now and then people go through some tough time. Either just go in a follow depression because something has happened in business, whatever, and just going through tough time, When that happens, you lose confidence in yourself and you feel miserable and you kind of feel paralyzed, right? What I found that works for me when that happens, and I got to say this year has happened a few times, it's just been a bit of a tough year, is just going and helping somebody in exchange of nothing.
Yes.
Just to, actually in exchange of something. I was just seeking gratitude.
Validation.
I just wanted to help somebody to get validation that I'm worthy, and validation, and on the back of that, the oxytocin, which gave me, confidence back up, and then crawl myself back out of that hole.
Yeah.
That works for me every time.
Dude, that's exactly what I mean. I've hopped on so many Zoom calls with so many people without expecting anything in return. Literally. I've done that for so many people in the high level world. And I still do it. If someone sends me a message, I was like, hey, dude, let's hop on a Zoom call. Rather than me chatting with you, here's the link. Let's hop on a call right away and let's just talk. I can spend 5 minutes. I have half an hour, whatever time I can give, I just give. And I just try to help. And it just comes back, man. So
definitely,
I 100% recommend. just makes a better world, I think. So be good to people.
Yeah. I got to give shout out to a couple of people as well, because this year they've been very helpful to me. And every time I needed help, they reached out. Johan, if you're listening, Jared, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, man. Like, honestly, this is a lonely journey sometimes, trying to grow your business, being a nerd like me, like always in my own world, in my own like room. I don't get to engage with people as much as I'd like to. And, it just really helps. Just jump in on the
Yeah.
call and, hey, mate, how are you going? What's happening? And yeah, so thanks, guys, for listening. Once again, you mean a lot.
It's funny you mentioned Johan is the common guy between you and me as well. So he's helped me many times. And just this morning, I was talking to Jared as well. Like, so yeah, two common names here. So that's because we are in that part of Australia where we're connected and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I talk to so many people in the US as well, right? So it depends, man. Just be genuine. That's what I'm saying. Like, people always have an agenda behind anything they do. How about just try to be genuine, and it's just gonna come back. And worst
right.
case, let's say it doesn't come back, man. At least you're putting good karma out, man. It's
That's it.
it's not just the money, man. It's just try to help someone that you can change someone's life just by hopping on 10-minute call.
That's the currency that means way more than a
Exactly.
dollar figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Look, let's wrap it up. Any advice you'd like to give somebody looking to start their agency or SaaS?
Oh, man. Try to not get lost with anything and everything that's been spoken in the high-level community, because there's so many things. There's 100,000 plus people in there. I get lost as well now. So I maybe check once in a day. I try to ignore the whole community. There's so much to learn in the community, but it's also overwhelming for people who are getting started. When I started, there was maybe 6,000 or 7,000 people in the group. Now it's 100,000 plus, 115, I think, last we saw. There's so much happening in that group. And because high level is so powerful, you have access to so many tools. Try not to play with all of them. It's very, like, if you're a geek or people like us, right? Dude, we can't stop but play with the tools. So that's why I said try. Because if you try and focus and just stick to the one thing and just go, the only reason you would sign up for high level is because you have a dream. Hey, I can take this tool and make some money with this and feed my family or support a cause or whatever is your intention with that money, right? The only reason, if your goal is to make money online, a recurring income or passive income, whatever you want to call it, or goal is that, then just stick to one small thing and just do that. Don't do anything else, because there are $1 billion plus companies, like millions, 7-8 figure $1 million companies built on one feature which high level has, right? So, I mean, we've done the math here. We spoke a lot about reputation here. If that vibes with you, just start with reputation, just that, because there are so many businesses who need that. Or pick anything. You don't have to pick reputation, but hopefully this podcast helps you understand why that's important. But don't play with everything. Just stick to one thing and focus. That is, again, I was vulnerable here. It's hard to focus, but if you can figure out how to, that's going to change your life.
And it's going to be way faster. Like I'm not that person. I am trying to be, but it's been 4 years for me, and I'm just that example of don't do this, which is what I've done. I just go really broad. I build systems. I try and learn everything. I go a bit more general because I just like to work with different people, different industries, and it's just kind of like a bit nerdy. And in the meantime, as I'm doing all this, I see people that started a year ago and they are killing it.
Yeah.
So there are certain people who are not nerd. I wish I wasn't as nerdy, to be honest. I wish I wasn't as interested in all this stuff, and I just saw it for what it is and wouldn't get distracted and just went just that one vehicle. I would be killing it too. I tell you that. But I'm saying it too because if you're listening and you can't relate to what Alok is suggesting, is like, well, yeah, but I kind of like to do these other things. Just know this. My things are picking up. I'm doing better, but it just took me longer. So if I could go back in time, I would just try to slap myself and start with one thing, start to make more money. Then I can tinker with stuff, not the other way around.
If I can just add one more bonus point to that, not only dude, I talk to so many agencies who are starting out, so I have so much insight on this topic. It's hard to stick to one thing, but it's also for people like you and me, right, who like to build stuff. Don't try to build it. Your main focus should be to sell it first.
Yeah,
Building is
yeah.
someone else who can do it as well. You can hire people to build it and all that. You can buy snapshots from people who know, like, again, not everything is good out there, so be careful when you buy, but there's help available to build and deliver. There's almost no help available to sell it. So your attention should be more on selling it than building it. That is one big tip, because I struggled with it. I still struggle with it. Again, like I said, man, by nature, I'm an introvert. I hate to put myself out there. So this is a real struggle for newbies. And the example which you said, someone who's crushed it, who's very recent, is because they only focused on selling more than playing with the tools. That is one of the biggest reasons they did. So figure out your channel. If it's content, figure out the content game, and then just keep doing that. If it's outreach, cold outreach, or whatever ways you want to approach this, just focus and do that. Don't play with the tools. Don't keep building it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I recommend as well, big time.
yeah, I love it. Awesome. All right. Well, now is the time to wrap up and give you a minute to share something important that you'd like the listeners to walk away with. Like, what would be your advice for listeners of this podcast to walk away with after listening today? What's your like an ending message kind of thing?
Man, the world is changing, honestly. The world as we know, I mean, I'm not in high level world, but I'm into other different things more now. Because high level, we all know. I know exactly what the high level is and everything. But I'm more so into other communities, more so into SaaS and software related communities, and trying to understand where those people are going, coming out of marketing, but entering the real business world. The world as we know it is changing, and the biggest impact we all know is AI, right? Don't, and this is me again, man, straightforward, vulnerable conversations with you. I have 2 kids. You also have kids, right? I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but for people who have kids, when you have a kid, you start thinking anything and everything about your kid. How I can do whatever I do today, how is that going to impact their life? So when I say the world as we know is changing, that means people like us who understand this technology and all that stuff, we are the people who are changing this bloody world. So it's a huge responsibility in our hands. So one feature in high level, which is voice AI, would be the reason you would take away hundreds of receptionist jobs. You as an agency would be the reason someone would lose a job. That's a huge responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
That someone could be your spouse, could be your cousins, your sister, brother, whatever, right? So that means you have a huge responsibility in your hand. Use it very wisely. And that famous saying from Spider-Man, right? Well, with great power comes great responsibility. That is exactly what we have right now. We have all these tools. We are the one who are promoting these tools big time. And we are the one who is helping these tools be implemented, and more people start to use it. This will become a real thing. It is a real thing, but it will become more. It's just like iPhone back in 2008. Few people were using it, few million people. Now everyone uses an iPhone, majority. I mean, just an example. Samsung people, sorry, but it's an example. But it's a huge responsibility that we have in our hands. So make sure we use it wisely and make sure you take correct decisions, because it is impacting everyone. So,
Yeah.
dude, this keeps me awake so many times that what we have at our hand is unreal.
It's unreal. Yeah. I don't know where the future's going. I just read
Yeah.
an article today. Donald Trump and all the top execs from the Silicon Valley are in UK meeting the king and talking about how many billions of dollars US is going to invest to UK to help them become a leading country in the AI. So there is a lot of investments being thrown, a lot of money being thrown into the AI in general. And it's,
Yeah.
I don't know where we're
Yeah.
going, but yeah.
Like Saudi Arabia, UAE, those countries are investing crazy amount of money into AI. Because guess what? They all know their fuel is limited there. And we all know for AI, the currency is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who have more energy to be created and more the centers which runs the AI. I don't even know the technical terms, but there's something which runs AI, right? You need place to put the servers so that all the compute happens and all that stuff. that requires energy. So people who have the most amount of energy is going to win the AI race. So there's so much, like, this is not a small thing. This is a huge geopolitical feature which is coming, a tool which is coming. Like, it's gonna change everything that we know of. Again, this
It's a
could be
new,
literally a new episode on this. It's so deep that people have no
yeah,
idea.
it's a
No
new
idea.
era of
Yeah,
our civilization, like literally.
exactly that. Yeah.
So hopefully you guys can sleep at night and don't have any nightmares. Because
Yeah, I'm sorry to leave you with this thought. I mean, you asked for a last parting words, but I'm creating an open loop in people's head right now. Like, oh shit, what did they say? But this is a real thing. Be very real to what you're doing, because it's gonna have a real impact on someone's life. It could be your own life, right? So do things wisely.
That's it, mate. Thank
And
you so much for being.
if you do it with a good intention, it's gonna be good. That's why I said, hey, be good to people. If you are that person, you will always do good to people. Doesn't matter what you do. So sorry to cut you off, but yeah, that's why I mentioned, like, hey, be good to people, because now that we have all these things in our hand, it's important that we be good to people.
Be good
Otherwise,
to
the machine's
people.
gonna take over, man.
I was going to say, be good to people, and hopefully AI is going to be good to us.
Exactly that.
Awesome. Alok, mate, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you sharing your wisdom, sharing the insights about Review Genius and everything that you do. Yeah, thank you so much.
Likewise, man. Good to be on your podcast, man. I mean, like I said, I don't do much of this, so it's putting me out of my comfort zone. But yeah, it's good to catch up. So yeah, always good to connect with you, man.
Yeah. And one day I'm gonna get you to dig out that interview that you did with Grant Cardone.
Oh my God, opening a new loop. People must be thinking, what is he talking about? All right.
Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there.
Leave it there. All right.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode on the HighLevel Experience Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with other fellow agency mates and high levels that you think would also benefit from listening. For show notes, links, and extra tips to help grow your agency or your SaaS with HighLevel, please go to highlevelexperience.com. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.